Hi, welcome to Learn to Lead with Mary Sheehan, and joining me today is my daughter Ariel McCleary, who is a singer, songwriter, and YouTuber, and my daughter Jane Ann Sheehan, who is a blogger.
Kind of.
And IT
analyst.
Blogger and IT analyst. So this is good. We were talking about how we were going to introduce, and then you, I think, asked, well, what are you introducing? Is this the job? Is this the career? Is it the vocation? As we wanted to talk about the differences between those. What are they? A job, a career, and a vocation. So a job is, do you remember the definition of a job?
Something that you do for money.
Yeah. That's it.
Done.
Easy exchange.
You don't have to like it, you don't even have to love it.
Love it. Yeah. Okay, and a career is a job you're passionate about. That's my
something
favorite.
You can get behind.
Yeah, the mission. You're behind the mission. And then a vocation is where we get into airy fairy land or something a little bit more substantial. What's a vocation?
Vocation is like your calling, something that you're meant to do, and it's something that is not given to you or taken away from you.
That's a great. I love that.
Yeah,
part
I was trying to remember what it was. Yeah,
that's good. So when I introduced you, and I said that you're a singer, songwriter, and YouTuber, you also work at Starbucks. And you have a degree in teaching. So, of those things that you do,
anything else?
Of those things that you do, how would you? Are they all jobs? What's your job? What's your career? What's your vocation? Now,
great.
Figure it out
question.
right now.
I think Starbucks right now as a barista, I'm working, and that's my job.
Okay.
I don't think I'm necessarily gonna build a career out of it.
But it could become one.
But you could.
Maybe it could, but
okay,
right now
it's a job.
View
Okay,
it as a job. The thing that helps me get money.
Which is a great point because because a job could lead to a career. You're not thinking that it's going to. Right now, it's a job. You're exchanging time for money.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'd say singer-songwriter is probably my vocation. That's something I really like doing. Creating music or creating in general to share with other people.
Yeah.
I think that's my closest thing to vocation. And maybe it comes in different forms, but right now it's music.
Okay.
Does it help you to know that they're different? Like that you have a job and a vocation?
Yes, it helps a lot because my generation gets very confused about job, vocation, and career. We think that all of them have to be one thing. Like you have to find joy and you have to love your job. But that's not necessarily true.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yes.
I think if you don't know. So right now then would you say you don't have a career?
I'd say right now I don't.
Okay, then back to a point that I think we kind of snuck up on with your vocation being a singer-songwriter. You have made enough money to live on that.
Yes.
True.
Why did that fall into the category of a career for you at any point?
I think it fell into a category of a job, or at least that's what it felt like.
Interesting.
It kind of took away the vocation-y fun part of it, and it kind of just became, well, I gotta post a video to make money. So that's why I stopped doing YouTube as a full-time job. And now creating music has become it snuck back into the vocation realm. I don't know if that really works for other people, but that's just how I can best describe it for myself.
That's very interesting.
So they can change.
I guess they can ebb and flow, maybe?
Yeah. Because at one point it was a job, a vocation, and a career kind of together because it was the only thing you did.
Or maybe we're assuming that.
Maybe. Yeah.
Like, I feel like a calling is a calling. Like, nothing can, if someone can't give it to you or take it away, but yet something happened with that calling when there was money attached to it. So
maybe it's not a calling then. Maybe it's something else.
It's very interesting.
I know, right? Who's to say?
We'll put a pin in that. So then to you, Jane Ann, of your work that you've done, put out there, shipped, what of those things is a job? What's a career? And do you know what your vocation is?
Yeah, I would say that I have a career now with the company that I work for.
Because it's a job that you're
passionate about. I can see how I could grow. I could see it being something I do for a long time. It's not just like I'm going to work, getting a paycheck, and then going home and not thinking about it.
It's not a job. I think that's a really good distinction with a career too, that you find a place, you feel like you can grow as a person and a professional, which is why I left my recent career, because there was no place for me to grow. And although it may have been a career, and then it stopped being a career, I guess, because I couldn't grow in it. So there's something about IT e-commerce that you feel is your career.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a vocation?
I don't know.
Do you feel called from God?
I don't know. I guess it depends.
Something.
Do you feel like vocations can stem from hobbies?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
Then
course. They
maybe-
can come from anywhere. Like a divine personal thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe we're too young to know that at this point. Like maybe
Or we already knew and we denied it.
and we shut it down, and then later like we'll come back through the door and be like, knock,
Yeah.
knock, knock. Remember me?
Yeah. Maybe.
Okay, so then hobbies. Let's talk about hobbies, since nobody is really doing their work here on this couch as a hobby. I've never done my work as a hobby.
Right.
Have
Me
you
too.
ever played music as a hobby?
Yes, I do. I do that a
And
lot
you
as a hobby.
So, is
you-
it okay? So
Did you feel the difference?
I think
Yeah.
it began
Yeah.
as a hobby, and then it became, you know, when I was YouTube full time, I guess it became a career / job, maybe, or I was toying with
or
that.
vocation too.
Or vocation too.
That's what we think. Yeah.
But
That's what
yeah,
we
for
do.
me, it started as a hobby. I remember in college, I would sit in my dorm room and just practice like ukulele chords because I liked doing it. It was for
yeah, it was fun.
no other reason.
Right.
It was just I just wanted to learn a new thing.
Do you have any hobbies now that are not music related? I guess.
I don't think so.
Or barista or coffee
barista-ing.
making. Coffee making.
Cappuccino in. No, I don't think so. Not right now. I guess
You
I'm just in a
don't-
phase in my life. I don't have any hobbies.
What?
I don't know.
Do you have any hobbies?
I think I have about too many hobbies, yeah.
You do have a lot of hobbies.
Name 5.
Yeah.
No.
What are your hobbies?
I run, that's a hobby. I would
Okay.
consider a hobby.
I went through running as a hobby then too.
You did.
I
Oh,
started
I'll count
singing. I don't believe that is a career other than my singing teacher who does think it could be one.
Or
Shout
nor,
out to Olga.
Right. Nor do you think it's a vocation.
No, but she
Okay.
also thinks
Thinks
that.
it's well, again, she
Well-
can't give it or take it.
True.
If that's okay. So that's yes, singing is a hobby for you. Yeah.
Do you need all 4?
Yeah.
Is it just help to know, hey, these things in my life are these separate things?
I
and
think
can-
it's important, like you said, just to understand the difference because I do think that it takes. I think everyone needs hobbies because they bring joy, and we all need joy.
Yes.
And I think it's important to know the difference, really, just to take the pressure off that you don't have to love your job.
Mm-hmm.
If you're miserable in your career, you should find another career. And this kind of nebulous vocation, I kind of think what someone mentioned, maybe it was you, that we know, I think we know what it is. Maybe it's just something that reveals itself earlier and later or later in life. Or
Maybe it could come through in a career or in a job or in a hobby.
Well,
Like,
that's
it'll
that's
show.
yeah. Well, that's kind of what happened to me.
Yeah.
Like when I traced back, I realized the times that I really could look at my work as a career was when I was teaching, which is what I think my vocation is. And so I'd never put that together before. Had that been explained to me when I was in my 20s, I think I would have had a much easier time all around.
But you would have thought, oh, I need to go into teaching, like a teaching career.
And
not-
maybe I
Maybe that
would
wouldn't
be
And-
much better.
It almost seems like your vocation is like a thing, but it has to take a certain form. It can't just, you know what I mean? Like maybe
Well,
being
sure.
a teacher in a classroom is not the
It's-
way
no.
that your vocation can best
Oh,
thrive.
right.
Maybe
Absolutely
it
not.
is
It has to be in real
healthcare,
world
or
wherever. But
Yeah.
it has
Yeah.
to be. Well, that's a really good point because is it just like standing up and saying words to people or explaining concepts?
Doesn't matter where, doesn't matter to who, doesn't matter to when.
Sure.
No, that's
it-
not true.
Right, exactly.
At all. It has to be teaching in the real
Yeah.
world, like how you as a young professional can become stronger and better and more fulfilled and reach your full potential. Those things all have to factor into it. We just use the word teacher to make it, just put it in something. Like like someone is a writer as a vocation. Well, what do they write? For whom do they write? Fiction, nonfiction.
Yeah, that's
right.
true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a good
Okay.
point.
Final thoughts?
It's okay if you don't have all 4, but I think it's helpful to know that sometimes you will come into each one of them at different points in your life.
I like that.
How about
And yeah, I think it's important, like I said, for millennials and for people in my generation, it's important to recognize that it's okay if you don't love your job. It's just exchange of services for money, and that's it.
That's good that we've helped. All right. let's do the sign off.
Okay.
Thanks for watching and
Peace.